And on a daily basis, I have been checking in with, certainly with Dad Paul. I haven't had an opportunity to talk, and I actually haven't spoken to Paul, but we've been tweeting back and forth and texting back and forth as to how Zac Higgins is doing above in Dublin. He is in hospital in Dublin in an induced coma now. Paul has been telling me over the past couple of days that he's blown away by the response of Corkonians, friends and family, and the support from people that they don't even know, who are in touch with him on social media. There's a Facebook page and everything, and he shares lots of posts with regards to Zac's condition and how he's doing. Now, Zac, of course, was left with serious injuries after a hit and run in Cork. He suffered a broken collarbone. He suffered a broken shoulder blade. He had a bleed to the brain. He was struck by the car last Monday at about 10 minutes to 4. And he is in Temple Street Children's Hospital in an induced coma right now. And his mum, Aisling, joins me by phone. Aisling, good morning.
Hi, Neil. Hi.
Thank you so much for taking the call. And
no problem.
And I think it's the right thing to do, just because I know Paul was telling me you guys wanted to say thanks to everybody down in Cork.
Oh, Neil, we're inundated with support from people, and you just can't, all the messages we're getting, we can't get back to them all, so I just thought this was the best way to do it.
And I agree, 100%, 100%. Now, bring us up to date, Aisling. How is Zac? What stage is he at now?
Well, he's critical but stable. He's still in an induced coma. We're going to try and take out the breathing tube. All his stats were good, and we're going to take out they fitted a probe, a bolt or a probe, I think it's called, into the brain to relieve the pressure.
Yeah.
And they were happy with that, and they were going to remove that, and they were going to basically wake him up. So they did all that. They removed the breathing tube, and it looked good so far. I got to hold him yesterday because they were changing his mattress, and the nurse let me hold him, which was great. And then the neuro doctor came in, was happy with him, and then there's quiet time between 5 and 6. You're not allowed in. So the nurse had said to us, has he any pyjamas? And we were saying, oh no. So me and Paul, our plan was to go down to Penny's yesterday and pick up jammies and socks, and we were saying, oh, this is great.
No.
So off we went, and we came back, and when we came back they were wheeling him out, and I think they were bringing him down for another CT scan, and they were after refitting his breathing tube. Basically, the doctor said they just weren't happy with how he was breathing. They weren't happy with his responses, like his pain responses and stuff. So they wanted to get another CT scan done. So they done that yesterday evening. There wasn't another bleed on the brain, which is a big plus. But they weren't. He still had a lot of swelling, basically. So they weren't happy to leave him as they was. They refitted the breathing tube and put him back into the coma. They're hoping to get an MRI done today, just to do a deeper scan of the brain, just to see is there more bruising in other parts, So we won't know.
How are you coping? How are you coping looking at him?
Oh, Neil, it's just, I can't even tell you how upsetting it is. It's horrendous. They're so helpless.
I know. Helpless. I know.
It's like a nightmare you can't wake up from.
I know. He's in great hands, though, and it's best that they're being so cautious about it.
It's just like the nurses, the doctors, everybody. I can't. Temple Street have just been amazing. They're all so helpful, so nice.
I know.
Like, they really do.
Your world's really been turned upside down. Not just you and Paul and Zac, but Max and Belle as well.
Yes, Max and Belle, yeah. They're at home with them. Everyone is looking after them, cousins, uncles. We're lucky we all live near each other, and there's such a close family there. Like, Paul has a big family, we have a big family. Everyone is doing their bit, and he's been really, they're really looked after,
Yeah. So. Everybody is tuned into this one. I was in Dublin yesterday, and I was chatting with a woman whose brother-in-law lives in the same park as you guys. And she was talking to me about it and telling us the story about it and about you and your family and Paul and Zac, and how, Paul is a referee and Zac loves playing football and all. It's like, and this is above in Dublin, like, where everybody's thinking of you as well.
Yeah. Oh, Neil, you've no idea. I was kind of all over the place last night. It was such a roller coaster, and we were so upset. And then even up to this morning, like, we literally went down for a couple of hours and we came back up. We were here at 6 o'clock with him again, and I just couldn't stop. It was just one of those mornings I just couldn't stop crying.
Yeah,
So
because you got knocked back yesterday. See,
we did,
yeah.
we did, and they have changeover between 7:30 and 8:30 with the nurses, so we had to go away, and we were just, Paul was flicking through his phone, and a lovely, lovely woman, we don't know her, she private messaged us, and she said that her son was in a serious car accident a few years ago. He was only 2 at the time, and he had a serious brain injury, and that he was in an induced coma for 10 days, but that he's 7 now, and that he's perfect, that he had a long, long road, but that he's fine now.
I know.
So it kind of just gave me a bit of a boost, and it gave Paul a boost, and we just, we're hopeful.
Yeah, well, I suppose with a bleed to the brain or whatever, they would put somebody into an induced coma, wouldn't they? So that the swelling can drop down and that the body can heal itself privately. Like, that's the reason behind.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, it's like if you got a bang on your arm or something and it's swollen. Well, your brain is the same.
That's right.
It's your brain,
Yeah.
So it just takes a lot longer.
So on top
game,
and also, he's got another few injuries as well that will take time to heal, which is.
Oh God, yeah. But they're all kind of broken bones. But please God, they're all things that can, he's a broken shoulder blade. He's a broken collarbone. He got a big knock to his tummy as well, but it didn't damage anything. So that's what they said. They couldn't believe.
I think it's a miracle that he's alive at all, Aisling, and he will get well.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Because he'd be so small. He wouldn't even be a couple of feet tall. He'd have taken the full brunt of the front of a car.
The full blunt, they were, and it was a high speed, so
I know. Listen, we won't dwell on what happened at all, because, as you know, a file has gone to the DPP.
I know, and I know I can't talk about it, and I'd love to, but I just can't.
So we won't say anything at all that would in any way affect a possibility of a Garda investigation. Where do you and Paul stay then when you're up there?
There's accommodation in Temple Street for kids that are in the ICU, so that's where we are at the moment,
Spending all of your time with Zac?
All of our time with Zac, yeah.
Wouldn't it be some Mother's Day present this weekend for him to come out of the induced coma and to open his eyes?
I have prayed and prayed and prayed that he'll, wake up and he'll be okay, but we don't know, so...
I know, you're trapped in a nightmare, but it'll be good. Everything will be well.
Yeah.
He'll come out of it, he will. Sure, they haven't found any damage or anything apart from the swelling, sure.
They haven't. For the accident that he had, they can't believe that, the bleed that he had was a small bleed. It wasn't a massive bleed, which, if it was a massive bleed, they would have to operate, but it wasn't a massive bleed, so they didn't have to operate, So it's just a time thing.
Tell us a little bit about Zac and his personality. What is he, about 2.5?
Only he's 2 and 8 months. He'll be 3 in July. He thinks he's 22. He's so grown up. People don't believe me, when I say how old he is, because he's out of nappies day and night. Nobody believes me when I tell them that. He was out of nappies day and night. His speech was he was too good, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He only tell you F off in 2 minutes. That kind of
he's an opinionated little fella.
He's a real character. He was very animated, but he's just soccer mad, absolutely football mad.
Is that from his dad, is it?
Oh, from his dad, totally. Paul is the same, and all the kids, all my 3 are the same. They're all soccer mad. That's from their dad.
And does he support any particular team, Zac?
Oh, he does. Well, Ringmahon Rangers, obviously, it's his pride and joy. Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool. I was just going to say Ringmahon Rangers. It's usually Manchester United or Liverpool or something. So it's good to hear that.
Don't say Manchester United. My husband would have to move out.
And has Paul or Zac or any of you been to a Liverpool game?
Have they been? Oh, Paul. No. But Max, my eldest boy, he's 7. So Paul was saying next year they were hoping to bring him over to a Liverpool game. Because he hasn't been yet.
Well, it wouldn't be great. Wouldn't it be great if Max, Belle, you, or even Paul, Zac, and Max went?
Oh God, yeah. It's kind of we don't know how long we're going to be here.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about maybe next season. Whatever.
Oh yeah, please God.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to organise something like that. I think it would be quite easy for me to organise something like that. Just something for you to. Wouldn't it be great to set your sights on Zac, Paul, and Max going to a Liverpool home.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my God, amazing. These would make their day.
Let's do that. Let's make it happen. Should be easy enough to make that happen. Come on, let's do it.
Oh, thanks so much.
So when he's up and sitting up in the bed and all chatty and full of life, you can tell him all about it.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be so excited. He'd love it. He'd love it. He's stuck, and he knows all the songs, like, from my 7-year-old. Like, he sings them all. No, really, like, he sings them all. Like, he chants the songs. Like, it's unbelievable.
I know.
You know? Yeah, you know, you can't come into my house and watch a match. Like, and like, I have to go into another room because they're singing so much. You know,
I'm looking at a photograph of him here. He's a stunning little fella.
Oh, he is. Oh, he's the nurses. They can't get over the length of his eyelashes.
He's a stunning little fella. He's a credit to you.
He's really gorgeous. Yeah, he is. He's a beautiful boy. Yeah.
Maybe a Liverpool Man U game in Anfield. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, be unbelievable.
Okay, all right.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to happen now, right? You have my word on it. That is going to happen. So you can let them all know, and it's easy to do it. We'll put it all together, and it would be a great welcome home present from when he gets back on Lee's side. You know.
Thanks very much. That's so good.
But at the moment, all you can do is be there for him, in spite of the trauma and the anguish you're going through.
All we can do is hold his hand, pray for him, sing to him. You know, that's all you can do.
I know, and give anything to swap places with him. I know.
Give anything to swap places with him. You know.
I know. Well, if it's any consolation to you, there are so many people thinking of you on a daily basis, on a week. We got cards here. Like I got a card here yesterday addressed to Tempest, Paul and Ashling, Tempest Street Children's Hospital. A guy that we don't know just messages thinking of you, heard what happened, was, you know, really, really rooting for him and praying for him, and just from a guy called Paul from Dublin. Like, you know, it's just on the amount of messages of support and, you know, good wishes.
Yeah.
Do you need anything?
We're okay. I think we're okay. We're okay at the moment anyway, you know.
Yeah. Do you grab something to eat from time to time?
Yeah, we do when we can. Well, the first 2 days we didn't eat, but then it kind of got to a stage where we couldn't even focus, and the doctors were like, you know, you're going to have to kind of go. There's quiet time anyway where you're not allowed to actually in and sit with him between when the changeover of the nurses from the day to night nurses, and then they have like quiet time between 1 and 2 and between 5 and 6. So you kind of try and go and have a shower, or, you know.
I can understand. The last thing on your mind going through this kind of a horror, the shock of it all, would be eating. You know, you just.
Oh God, no, you can't. You just can't. Like, you know. Please God, he'll come through it.
He will. He'll be home for Easter. He'll be chomping into Easter eggs and all sorts of things yet.
Oh, I hope he loves the bar chocolate. You know, he does. He won't eat potatoes or crisps or anything like that, but he's the bar chocolate.
What 2.5-year-old doesn't like chocolate, in fairness?
I know, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, look, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for chatting.
Yeah. Can we just thank everybody, like the hospital, even the CUH, because they saved his life when we went there first, the ambulance, the paramedics, all our friends in Castle Meadows, all the neighbours, because I was just completely distraught on the day and I wasn't able to do anything. What do you recall of it? I don't mean to pry, and while not talking about the impending guard investigation, were you inside and ran out, is it? Neil, literally, we had just come in. He came in from the school at 3 o'clock. I collected my son, and the weather was so nice. As you know, the weather was beautiful. And anybody that knows me, the weather's nice. I always get the kids bikes, scooters, and we go down. I do the walk to go down by the castle. Of course, it's so nice down there. And I had said to the kids, I said, Max, when we do our homework, and we'll do your homework, I said, and we'll go down, we'll go for a walk, we'll get your bikes or whatever. So Belle went out playing. I went in with Max and Zac, and he was in. I locked the door, and we were doing the homework. My nephew knocked at the door. He only lives behind us, and he said, I said, he's just finishing. He's getting changed. He's taking off his uniform. And I said, come on in and wait for him. And my nephew said, no, we'll stay. I'll stay in the garden. So they were out in the garden playing, you know, because we were going for a walk. And he wasn't in the garden 5 minutes, Neil. He wasn't in the garden 5 minutes, and that's honest to God truth. Like, he really wasn't, you know. So I don't know. He went out after the ball, you know.
Sure, that's what you're supposed to do, like go out after the ball.
He's probably done it. He probably has gone out for that ball 100 times and just come straight back in. You know, it's not a busy road. Like,
it's a cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac. It's not a busy, like where it's not a busy road. You know, it's so it just shouldn't happen.
And did a neighbour come in and did a neighbour run in? Then was it to you?
I'd gone out to get my jacket. I was hanging up in the conservatory, and the neighbour 2 doors by her boy, Ben, was standing at the door, and he was like as if he was hyperventilating, like he couldn't get the words out, he couldn't speak. And I said, "What's wrong?" And next thing he said, "Zac." And I walked out to the door, and he actually couldn't get the word. I thought he was having some sort of an attack. He couldn't breathe. And next somebody shouted. I don't know who shouted. He was knocked down. And I went down, and I said, "Where is he?" And I looked up and down. I couldn't see him, but he was actually right in front of me. He was on, but you couldn't see him. He was so small. It was like a little ball on the road. I thought he was dead.
Oh my God!
I thought he was dead. I started screaming, "He's dead!" And you know, it was like an eerie silence. To me, there was nobody around. So that kind of way, it was just.
Yeah.
And then there was lots of people there's a playground in front of our house, and there's lots of people. You can't actually get in from our side, you know.
Yeah.
And they were all coming over. They wanted help, but they couldn't get in, and it was just. But people rang the ambulance, and then my neighbour, that boy's mum, she pulled up, and another neighbour, Caroline, she came down as well. There was loads of neighbours came over and all helped and, you know, tried to help. I was just distraught. I couldn't do anything. I thought he was dead. You know, it was just.
You froze with the shock. Yeah.
Oh, froze. It was just horrendous.
I know. The worst is behind you now, girl. The worst is behind you. It's uphill from here on in.
Oh, please God.
It is.
You know?
It is. And the next 24 hours now, hopefully, they'll be happy enough with the swelling, and out he'll come and he'll be back in your arms again, looking for his mammy and his daddy.
Well, they're thinking, they're hoping, they're thinking they're just going to keep him under now until Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
But
they're being very cautious.
They're being very cautious, and they're doing the MRI now today, so hopefully that won't show up anything. Please God, that it is just a swelling, and it's just all time. Like we don't know how long we're going to be here. Like he'll have a lot of rehabilitation and everything.
I know.
But hopefully he'll come out of it.
Okay.
You know?
Well, listen. If there's any GoFundMe set up or anything, do let me know. If there's anything you need, any help you need, and I don't want to be labouring the point, but absolutely 100% off to Anfield for a home game. That's sorted. I'm going to be working on that over the weekend.
You're very good.
Let me just talk to Michael for 1 second before I let you go, Aisling. Michael, good morning.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
You're a granda, and very touched, really, if it were a grandson of yours that this happened to. What have you got in mind for me, Michael?
I'd like to offer Ashley and Paul. We have a 2-bedroom apartment down in Lanzarote, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd like to give it to them for 2 weeks. At any time that suited them, you know.
Oh, you're so good. Oh my God, they'd love it. We actually had our holidays booked, but we don't know whether we'll be going or not. We have our holidays booked in July. So
yeah. That's fine, actually. It doesn't have to be this year, you know. I mean, at a time that suits you. Neil has our details there, and
you're so
I'd be delighted with you, know.
Nice.
I love Lanzarote. Have you ever been to Lanzarote, Aisling?
I've been once a few years ago. Yeah, it's lovely.
I love it.
And that's so thoughtful.
Michael, is it true that you're not just going to give the apartment, you're going to pay for their flights?
I will.
God almighty.
That's amazing.
No
that's absolutely amazing.
Blown away.
My God.
Yeah.
Blown away.
Yeah.
The support. Michael, thanks so much. You're very, very good.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
Yeah. You'll all come out of this. You'll all come out of this, and you'll get your lives back together again, Aisling. You certainly will.
Oh, please, God. Please,
all
God.
Right. Okay,
you know?
Michael, that's a lovely gesture. We'll coordinate all of that at a time that suits. Thank you so much.
Okay, no bother.
So much.
Lovely touch. So you got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
But right now, of course, your focus on,
it's getting him well,
on the next few days will be for him to come out of the coma and for all to be well and for him to recover and come home to you and get out playing it with his ball again.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah,
right.
Please God.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much.
Ashley, thanks so much. Mind yourself. Not at all.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Cheers for now. Bye.
The Neil Neil Prendeville Show.
With Tesco Club Card. A little extra help every time you shop. Tesco, every little help.